Okay, well, one of the issues we have today in the education system is we don't have enough time to try and to fail. Failure is rendered invisible, and we're only allowed to see the success at the end. You try again, you can fail again, and you can fail better, fail forward, and fail early and often. There's a tradition of failure, experimentation, and documentation we need to continue to nurture lifelong learners and to destigmatize failure and success.
So we came up with the fail-proof epic fail journal, which is a kind of documentation tool for students to kind of learn from their mistakes. And our kind of mission statement with this is to encourage documentation of experiences in a way that will help visualize and understand successes and failures so that you can understand them and help you be more productive in the future.
Yeah, so we want them to take agency and engage in the world, and we don't want them to do this without fail. So we want it to be more than a journal, more than a lab notebook, but less than like just fixed lessons, because we want them to uncover these themselves. So we want to make something that they find the way things break. Epic fails give info that gives vital info to the next stage. So we want this to stay analog. It's important that you take this places you wouldn't bring your computer or your PowerBook. It's like you want to take this into the field and be like recording things as you go. So like in some ways we want to maybe make it weatherproof, but other ways like maybe it'd be good if it could you could also compost it or something, you know, and it might grow, kind of take your failures and make them grow up to the next stage.
So changing that F to P, we can progress, prototype, a lot of things. And the learning is the whole process. So to actually make this happen, we can create a team to put the content in the journal notebook. And the best part of it is that it's easy. Everyone can use it. It's also
we're thinking pre-printed templates or grids. Like there might be stencils or stickers depending on the age group, but there might be prompts and visual examples about how other people do this process, and we can engage with people in the community to show how they fail.
Thank you so much, you guys. Let's go on over to your judges. I just realized the judges, it feels like a design critique, so it's like so perfect, the way it's set up.
So who's going to put the seed money for a thing like this?
We're the compost for the seed money.
Could you guys move over a little more for the camera?
Sorry. But the partnerships we were thinking would be schools, any schools, so that every student has an access to it. And again,
it might be sponsored by a community organization or something to develop it, but we're hoping to be able to give boxes of them to a class to test it in a classroom or something like that.
And the idea is, I was just going to say, the idea that we didn't get to mention in our presentation is that it's going to be used in the realm that's in between school and the extracurricular activities. Because in school you have the structure of the classroom and the teacher to support you. At the YMCA or the Boys and Girls Club you have that structure to support you. But in the activities in between, on the bus rides, when you're at the park, things like that, when you're doing your hobbies, this is where you kind of make the connections between what you're learning about in the classroom and how it's applied in the real world. And so this is kind of your tool to help you.
That's definitely the hope, and we can see how it's used. And there's a thing where you can maybe you make a prototype and it can fail, but can you take a failure and make a prototype next? Can that go both ways? So maybe if it works in classrooms, teachers can use that to have an alternate route past F to turn your F into a P on the paper or something.
How much is this going to rely on already developed literacy skills?
Well, that's another thing that we're thinking about, is that it can help with that, because by documenting you can practice your writing, your ability to communicate visually, your drawing.
I think there's drawing maps, making playlists, kind of play testing your own cycles, so then you can see if it has replay value. Was that mistake, is it make fertile information in doing those things?
It's not necessarily a written journal, it's a journal of just communicating visually, so whatever that may be.
Yeah, but you might do fiction experiments or something to come up with,
Put a prize for the epic failure.
And then there's template.
Great.
We're thinking two different sides, that either it has kind of something that you can compare and maybe share online that does use a fixed template, but also always open space to ideate as well. So, but
how do you get administrators and others to buy into this?
Just give it to students first and start from the bottom up. Have the kids bring them in.